Hi, this is Steve Schwartz with the TradingRoom.com TradeLAB review for the day of January 21st of 2014. I'm with my colleague, friend, and global quant trader for RiosQuant, Edward Preston. Important that you read the disclosure document. Okay, so what we're going to do is turn the screen over to Edward and have him do a top-down on what trades were taken today, win or lose, with RiosQuant TradingRoom.com.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. All right, so here's what we did in the lab today. It was kind of a slow start, just waiting for some setups to come our way. Spent a lot of the time today eliminating markets. There were a number of markets that we didn't participate in today because they were outside of our critical support and resistance levels. Markets such as the Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, crude oil, gold, copper, natural gas, silver, corn, and beans. Just didn't even pay any attention to them. That represented about half of the portfolio of markets. But the good news is there were still plenty of markets to participate in. All the financials were available to trade based off of our GnosTICK levels and the zones that we were participating in. And what else? We also had the availability of trading, let's see, no metals, no energies, no grain, currencies. So out of the gate today, actually identified one of our strongest currencies. It's a market that's actually not even listed on here, but it's highly correlated to the Aussie dollar, which is the New Zealand dollar. So that's actually where I placed my first trade today, and that was right here that you're looking at. It's actually still in. I'm going to put this back in a 5-minute time frame, and you can see that I entered this trade earlier this morning at about 8:45. Breaking outside of the RQ channel, taking my first target about halfway up, and we're getting close to being back to halfway up. This was a 15-lot trade I did. I took 10 of the 15 off here, and I still got 5 remaining with the stop just above break even with an opportunity to still make some more. That, again, was one of our leaders this morning, recognizing that it was in line with the sentiment that we have this morning, which has been risk on for the entire morning until about maybe a half an hour ago. We did go risk off, which is where we stand right now. Here is the S&P. I just mentioned it was about a half an hour ago. This is a 30-minute candle you're looking at. And this is when I switched gears and went from looking for a long opportunity in the S&P, and I identified a short. S&P came down pretty hard. The Dow actually came down the hardest this morning. Shorted a couple S&P contracts here. I can flip on the text so you can see the actual pricing. So you can see I sold at 37.75, bought one back at the halfway spot, and then I've elected now to take this one off. The reason why I've elected to take this one off, the last one, rather than to let it run, is because I feel that the Dow, which is this chart here, has just gone down to the bottom, and we call this the finish line. This is our critical support. So I made a little bit on the high side and then bailed out and then waited for a short to set up. And here's another one that set up based off of a 30-minute time frame. Look at the RQ channel, right there in sync with the bear level. Beautiful opportunity. This came down really quick, really fast. If you didn't have your sell stop in ahead of time, if you didn't scout this ahead of time, there's no way you're participating. Sold 2 here as well. Quickly got my target down at the bottom. It then came back up and took me out right before break even. Done on that trade. Left a lot of meat on the bone, yes, but participating in other areas and taking advantage of it. So there's the S&P and the Dow. Here's the New Zealand dollar we talked about. And then the last one, again, another currency trade, was a trade called the dollar yen. Dollar yen, we identified when this market was climbing down off of the bull run, down into the neutral area. There was a channel down here, and it looked like it was picking up some weakness. I used the RQ tech to help me identify that the yen was weakening. And you're going to see the 6J at the bottom of the tech right there. Now this is the yen futures, green, green, green all the way across. The dollar yen is going to have a reciprocal here, so a mirror image, and that would be red all the way across. and you'll learn how to read this this navigation mechanism, if you will, inside of the TradeLAB and inside of our EDU courses. And that basically told me, hey, look for a short because this dollar yen is weakening. That was the pinpoint of entry, 2 ticks below the actual channel, and taking it out. I elected to not take it out at the bottom. I elected not to be greedy, but to be smart, conservative, and take 10 pips out of this trade here in the dollar yen. Everybody here, no matter what shape and size, could have participated in that trade. So that leaves me with open positions right now, about break even between the 2 open positions, and closed trade equity finishing up about 2.5% today in the TradeLAB, which puts us again on a cruise control for a fantastic month. That puts me at about 29% for the month based on the TradeLAB performance that you guys have seen here. I'll be in again tomorrow morning, and that's all I got for you today. Thanks for being in the TradeLAB, guys. I've been Preston with RiosQuant saying see ya.